this is April Jensen from the Pro Sculpt Clay Company, and these are some of the dolls that you can make with polymer clay.
Hi there, welcome to this next video. In this video I'm going to show you how I string the bottom half of this unicorn ball jointed doll. Now I've already done the top half with just a loop between her arms, basically going from wrist to wrist. And next what I'm doing is I'm taking the torso and I have a big loop of elastic, and for her this time I'm just using, I think it's like the 1.2 or 2 millimeter elastic, so it's pretty thin. But I use a little piece of wire that's probably about 24 gauge to fold in half and pull the elastic along, kind of like you would a needle and thread. And so what I'm doing here now is just feeding this wire through the torso, through the hip joint, through the upper leg, and now down through this lower leg. And then next I will be connecting it to the hoof. Now the hoof has a little hook built into it, and so that way I'm able to just connect it easily in. And then I just simply remove my little wire needle. Now you'll notice I find out an issue that I've actually grabbed the wrong the wrong hoof for the wrong leg. So I'm just going to pop that off really quick and put it back in. But I left this in to show you just what that can look like, and then I'll watch how easily this one snaps right into place. So when you're sculpting these, each piece is personalized to the piece that nests into it, and so you always want to keep your left and right organized and together. Alright, so next what I'm going to do is take the other half of our loop. I use a hemostat at the top, basically just to hold on to the elastic that I have fed through the top of the torso that will eventually go up through the chest and the head. And so that hemostat keeps it held on to and makes it so the elastic can't get pulled back through the body, as I'm going to be pulling on it and applying some pressure as I add the hip bead and then the upper leg and now another lower leg. This particular wire needle was just a little bit on the short side, so I end up having to use my hemostats to grab a hold of the wire and pull it through all the way. Sometimes, especially if you have a knot in your string or something, you'll have to kind of use a little bit of pressure to pull on that wire to get it to go through the holes. But usually you want your holes to be big enough to accept even knotted elastic. Alright, so I'd lost one of my loops, so I got it real quick with my hemostat. Made sure that was secure before I pull on this any further because I didn't want to lose those loops. Then I just remove the needle again, and then just start pulling up and applying some pressure. Next I need to straighten out the legs to make sure they're going the right direction. Oh, they're looking so cute. Those little hooves were so fun to create. Kind of tricky to figure out, but really fun to do. And then so next what I want to do after I release my very tangled hemostat is grab a hold of the two loops that I have inside, and I'm going to again thread it through this makeshift needle. And so next I just thread it up through the hole in the bottom of the chest, up through the neck. This one's a little bit tricky to get into. Again, having this wire be just a bit longer would have been kind of helpful because it made it more difficult having it be short, but I don't know, I get kind of stubborn and don't change partway through, so I just dealt with it. Alright, so I'm going to grab the hemostats again so I can get a hold of these short little wires. And next I need to really pull to get the double width of elastic to come through. There, I've got it. Oh, it's exciting. The next step is to go up through the head. So I'm trying to get that knot out of the way. Typically I'll go through and even put a little bit of glue on the knot once I'm sure that this is the amount of tension that I want and the right size for the elastic. I'll go ahead and put some glue on that and then trim off those little extra pieces of elastic, just to make everything more clean and tidy, and so you don't have little bits of elastic that could get caught between the neck and the head joint, for instance. Alright, so again what I'm doing is just grabbing a hold of those elastic pieces that are attached to this wire needle, and then I just need to pull up pretty strong because it's very taut at this point. So I pull up strong enough to be able to catch the hook from the little head cap. And then just let it pop back into place. This one I'll need to adjust just a little bit by trimming it, and then it will snug in there. But right now I just want to see how she's going to work and if she can stand. Moment of truth. And happy news for this doll. Those wide feet make it way easier to get your doll to stand. So here she is on the first try, ready to stand. Now you do need to usually make sure that the knee joints are kind of pushed into place so there's pressure between the upper leg and lower leg, and that's what helps them stay taut. Isn't she cute? I'm so happy with how this doll turned out. This is one I've wanted to do for quite some time. Just I saw an example one I think on Pinterest and fell in love with it a few years ago, so she's been on the docket for quite a while. I'm happy with how she turned out. We made her a little wig with this beautiful aqua hair. And she's just trying out a few poses as she stands there by my pasta machine and paints. But I do like the extra hip bead. That was something I tried different this time too, and especially when she's in a seated position, it just gives a little bit more flexibility for her. I thought that was just cute with her toes kind of going together. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and stop by Making Fairies to find more videos and supplies. Take care.